Shabbat Shalom, call Halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bahashim HaKadosh, double honors to the other apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom, the salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful light tabernacle of David. The brother / elder, Shabbat Shalom, the salutation to you all. These clowns have been hewn by the prophets, by the actual prophets. Hewn. I'm going to just connect the dots on a couple of things real quick. I'm not going to play this. This is the brother right here. Is it Karate Sabah, I believe? In over there in Be More. And we warned you about these hustling Israelites. We'll sell you to these clowns. Have been hewn. The so-called pimp, the clown and the salesman, the hustler. Oh, I'm a hustler. You're a clown. Two clowns, Ringling Brothers, in the middle of Israel. Hosea 6 and 5. Salak, I'm gonna try to keep this short. Therefore, I have hewed these niggas that got hewed or hewn them. We just seen them clowns. Them by us, the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. Is the Most High. The words of His mouth are coming. How are they being delivered? By the prophets. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. Well, let's look into this a little bit. Look at the NIV. Therefore, I cut you in pieces with my prophets. Going back to these clowns. Salak. Clowns here. Right? They've been cut in pieces. Right? They came after us, came after the elder apostles. Right? With the whole grape and, how myopic. How myopic my Mr. Snack off. Therefore I cut you in pieces with my prophets. I killed you with the words of my mouth. Then my judgments go forth like the sun, with judgments as escapable as light. Let's look a little closer. Okay? And the judgments on you, there we go, Alazar. And the judgments on you, Alazar, where'd they go? On you are like the light that goes forth. So now we're getting a little more precise. The judgments on you, Alazar, that have just started, right? I've slain them by the words of my mouth. My judgments pronounced upon them by the prophets are like the light that shines forth, obvious to all. Who is all? Obvious to the elect. This is why I have used the prophets to cut them down. Cut who down? Them clowns. My judgment strikes like lightning. Boom, this fool been getting zapped. What is this, July? This is why I've used the prophets to cut them down. Okay? Slain them by the words of my mouth. That's why I slaughtered you with the words of my prophets. That's why my judgments blazed like the dawning sun. My judgments shined on you like light. I like this one here. That is why I've sent my prophets to you with my message of judgment and destruction. This is all these 2/3. You've heard this word. Now you're scoffing it. That's why I sent my prophets to you with my message of judgment and destruction. Right? What is it? Lamentations and woe? Destruction, lamentations and woe? What I want from you is plain and clear. Alazar, the verdict against you shines like a beacon. There's a couple more in here, I do believe. Let me see. Alazar, your opinions will depart like light. You're undergoing judgment, buddy. Slaying them with the words of my mouth. So there it is. Let's see. By who? The prophets. All right. So I just wanted to deal with that. All right. We see that happening. Now this. Let's go to Luke 21. Luke 21:26. Right? Just letting you know what time we're in. Going back to this real quick. Let me touch this one more time. Let's get for good measure, let's get 2 Peter. Because this speaks directly to these clowns. Most importantly, above all, right? Let's do this real quick. Knowing this first. We all know knowing this first. What else? Above all. Nothing else is above this. Most importantly, Alazar, look at this guy. Let's talk about these guys. We can find them in the Bible, and they're mentioned, they have a name in the Bible, right? Dathan, nigger. Most importantly, knowing this first of all, most importantly, look at that. Above all, first of all, most importantly, that says a whole lot. And as you knew this first, you know what that goes into. Knowing this first, what does that mean? Because we knew all things. Above all. But above all, remember, knowing this first, what does that mean? That's huge. All right? Above all, most importantly, I want to remind you that Alazar is going to come and lead a bunch of people astray. Salakia. Okay? False teachers, right? Most importantly, in the last days now, false teachers will come, right? With lies and bullshit following what? What are they doing? Walking after their own lust. Shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts, right? It's all pretty much the same. Will ridicule, and in the last days mockers will come, and following their own desires, will ridicule us. There they are. All right, I spent too much time on that one. Now, Salakia. False teacher, that word scoffers goes back to false teachers. They have been exposed, they've been hewn by the prophets and shown to be false prophets. Okay, Luke 21:26, kind of moving forward. Men's hearts, your mind, you losing your mind, failing them for fear. The niggas are scared shitless and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay? People will faint from terror, apprehensive at what they see coming. Right? Faint from fear and anxiety, expectation. Let's see. Dreadful things. People will be so frightened that they will faint because of what is happening to the world. Hey, dog. Shh. People, it says, people will be so frightened that they will faint because of what is happening to the world. Every power in the sky will be shaken. Coming on the world. People will faint as they fearfully wait for what will happen to the world. Coming over the whole earth. Things that are to come on the inhabited world, to be more precise. That means something's going to happen to the people. You understand? The expectation, apprehension of those things. Feigning, let me see. Men withering away out of fear and out of apprehension over the things that will overwhelm the whole world. Sounds like Jacob's trouble. People will die of fright in anticipation of what is coming upon the world. Let's see. And an earthquake which drives out the souls of the children of men by terror of whatever is going to come on the earth. And an earthquake which drives out the souls of the children of men. It sounds like, right? An upheaval that takes life out of men. It sounds like mutually assured destruction. Okay? Knowing about it. Knowing that it's on its way. By the terror of whatever is going to come on the earth. Fearful expectation of the things. Salakia. Calamities. See? Of what is to come on the earth. What is coming on the calamities coming on the earth. What is calamity? An anxious expectation of what is coming, of calamity. Those calamities. That's more specific. See that? The things coming. What is that? Calamities. We're going to look calamities up. See? That's more. See, this could be anything. Apprehension of the things that are coming upon the land. Right? What is it? Something Lamentations in the world, right? It was written inside and without. I forget their word. No. Something Lamentations in the world. What is that? Anyway, it just made me forget where I was going. Now I lose both of those. Let's see. Calamities. We're going to look up calamities. And then I'm going to look up that other thing. Let's see. TIY, calamity Jane, calamity definition. Let's get that first, and then I'll look up. Calamity is an event. Right? We got some events. Some black swan what? Events causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. Calamity. Now let's go back and plug that in to this. Not that, but this. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of that calamity that's coming, of upcoming calamity. People will be terrified at those calamities that they see coming upon the earth. What is coming upon the earth? People fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the earth, on the world? Calamity. What's the definition of calamity? Events causing great and often sudden damage or distress. Disasters are coming upon the earth. People's hearts failing them for those disasters. Abu 7. 1 hour ago. Loud mystery booms strike Jersey, right where the calamitous drones started the year off. Remember those calamitous drones? They caused the calamity. Local houses rattled as 7 earthquakes hit within 18 hours. Wait a minute. Did we just see earthquakes? Where the fuck was that? Oh, that's the last day scoffers. Right? Earthquakes. Birds and snakes. In anticipation of the earth, look, and an earthquake, what is that? Which drives out the souls of the children of men by the terror of whatever is going to come on the earth. What is going to come on the earth? What's going to cause those earthquakes and mysterious booms? Mysterious booms could be, we're testing these micro nukes. The new series, aren't they making weapons? Isn't there a big weapons manufacturing situation over here in Jersey? Take it away, Dabu.
This is Dabu 7. We have reports of mystery booms or
Salakia. Fair use.
Loud booms.
I am not making any money.
Coming out of New Jersey in this past week. Associated with that, 7 different shallow earthquakes have struck in the region in Morris County. People saying that they felt their homes shaking. Emergency calls were coming in. People wondering what was going on. Right now, they're saying that this is probably tied into a local active fault line in the area that sits right here in this region. Others are saying that they're hearing loud booms and it almost sounds like explosions coming from underground. Now, when you look at this series of events, it shows that these range from around 1.6 in magnitude up to around 2 in magnitude, all centered around the same place, but they're all right around the exact same depth. And this is 5 kilometers, or roughly 3 miles, underground. So in an 18-hour window, here just this past week, all these events recorded in this region, in a residential reporting loud booms and feeling the shaking. No structural damage has been reported, but this Ramapo fault system seems to lie underneath, and there could be anything else going on. Tunnels being dug, or just this springing to life. Remember, we had a pretty big earthquake that struck some years back that it cracked the obelisk in D.C. Talk about a sign.
Yeah.
So this could generate something to keep an eye on. And if you guys have felt any of this or experienced anything similar, let me know. Mystery booms, underground booms, things that can't be explained, shaking, things like that. Let me know. Got to keep track of it. Got to stay on top of it. Joel?
I'll let you know right here. When you 2 Ezra 9:3. There will be earthquakes, plural. What did he just say? What did Dabu just say? 7 within 18 hours. Does that indicate anything? There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, and Donald Trump right? And whoever you want to put right there, Bibi Netanyahu, uh, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance. Look at this. So as we uh, barrel face first into World War III with nukes, let me see. There's one more thing. This. Okay, I'm gonna touch on this real quick because this is about Naomi Campbell, who was trafficked as a young girl and then got into trafficking. See, Naomi has an island, right? What does that mean? I mean, she was working with Epstein. All these people. So I'm gonna get what was done in the dark, right? I can move on from here. Let me see. Confused, unstable leaders. Who's this? Ay, 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 ay. I will vote for Donald Trump. Right? Ay, 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 ay. Right? Take a look. Whitney Webb. Uh-oh. This is Savvy Sabs. 22 hours ago, Whitney Webb drops damning report. We'll listen to a little bit of this. Confused rulers. And then we'll get everything will come to the light. And this is just indication of what? These are what? These are signs. Let's go over that real quick. Let's read it from the top. See, this is the GNT, so you should understand it. 2 Ezra 9 and 1 in the GNT. He answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I've told you about have appeared, those earthquakes, confused. We've never seen more confused rulers in all our life. Start with that act that Joe Biden put on before the next act by this guy, the reality show TV star. Right? What are these? These are signs. When you see some of the signs I've told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will bring judgment. What does all of this mean? What does Alazar mean? Where does boy go? What does this mean? What is this guy letting his gay be gay? Right? We're letting our yay be yay. They're letting their gay be gay. In the last day, at the last moment, false teachers, scoffers, peggers, okay, and unstable leaders.
Whitney Webb announced recently that she was going to drop a series of articles that would add more information to the Epstein story that would also, in ways, implicate other people, not just the ones that have been mentioned. We covered her story about the connection between Diddy and Epstein through MCA, etc. And now she is mentioning other names that I think you guys may find interesting. Now, Donald Trump is referenced in this as well in a different way, but there are other players that have been involved. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the latest article from Whitney Webb, investigative series about Jeffrey Epstein. First Friends, how Italy's Donald Trump introduced Naomi Campbell to Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, yes. See how more people are being added to this story? There's Naomi Campbell, there's Flavio, there's Diddy. We'll get into all of it. Whitney is making more connections. So let's just jump forward to the Naomi Campbell part. Because Here we go. We're not going to read the entire article. It is rather long, but there are certain parts that we got to get into. The models and moguls of the Black Book. Naomi Campbell, who was born in Britain to the parents of Jamaican origin, began her modeling career in the mid-'80s at age 15. Prior to that, she appeared in music videos for Bob Marley and Culture Club and in the Pink Floyd film The Wall. Let me go back and check and see if she was in Karma Chameleon. I didn't know she was in Culture Club, videos. Let me go back and see. Was she in Karma Chameleon? That was the one song I liked by Boy George, like Culture Club. Karma Chameleon. Let me go back and see, okay?
In a world where you've constantly been told what you can't do.
Slovakia. Anyway, what she's doing.
She first modeled for Lexi Wexner's own Victoria's Secret in
Les Wexner. So she's talking about, she first modeled Slovakia.
She was in Culture Club, videos. Let me go back and see. Was she in Karma Chameleon? That was the one song I liked by Boy George, like Culture Club. Karma Chameleon. Let me go back and see, okay? She first modeled for Lexi Wexner's own Victoria's Secret in 1996, a year after the lingerie brand began its own very popular televised fashion shows.
Remember that word, secret. Victoria's Secret. These niggas are keeping secrets.
Those shows, until they were suspended in the wake of Epstein's scandal in 2019, attracted more viewers than any of the fashion shows combined. So we're going into the Victoria's Secret. We all know that Leslie Wexner, longtime friend of Jeffrey Epstein, also, from what I understand, gave Epstein money as well. Goes on to say here that Ed Resnick, who was the chief marketing operator of L Brands, Victoria's Secret parent company, who was later accused of inappropriate behavior towards models, along with some of the brand's top modeling agent, including Campbell, can now be found in an infamous contact book of Leslie Wexner's longtime fixer and now deceased sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Let's go on and talk about this a little bit here. Campbell, when she was 17, she worked for Elite. After Elite bought out the agency and had first signed her in 1987. Goes on to say, we're going to jump forward a little bit. Elite and Campbell parted ways in 1993, with Casablancas accusing her of being crazy, irrational, and uncontrollable and mistreating staff.
She'd been a hoe since she was 15. She was with her. She got paid, they pushed her to the top. She was procuring. She was no different than Gillan or whatever this bitch's name is, right? Maxwell, whatever her name is. It's all the same shit. They're all working together. They knew what they were doing. They're getting these girls, they're getting children. The whole thing, the vial of blood around the neck.
Campbell has been accused of a series of assaults and for mistreating staff on several occasions over the past couple of decades. So that was Naomi Campbell there when she was working for Victoria's Secret. Jeffrey Epstein attempted, but ultimately failed, to acquire Elite's American branch in the early 2000s. However, another close...
Okay, I'm not trying to go through this whole rigmarole, but you get the point, though. All of this is about feeding pedophiles and then, I mean, how do you keep half of this thing secret? When you're done with these children, what do? You got to get rid of them, right? So they don't come forward later on like some of them, right? That's called a liability. They want to get rid of it. So what do they? Well, they have little rituals where they need some blood. They need a sacrifice. They need blood. And then they need a McDonald's. They need a burger stand. They need a pig farm. Because that shit's working full time. It don't stop. You understand? You need several McDonald's because you're making big sacrifices to Baal. People don't even consider what's really going on. Okay, so anyway, yeah, these devils.
Shapiro, who was due to testify to the IRS shortly after he was killed. Shortly thereafter, Wexner hired Jeffrey Epstein to sort out his tangled.
You're talking about some real skullduggery at its highest. You talk about Luciano. Who's Luciano? Not Lucky. Look at this. See? The mob.
Finances.
But we're the bad guys, right? Somehow we're the bad guys.
And in this photo here, you will see Luciano Benetton, Alessandro Benetton, Flavio, and Bernie Esclone. Let's go on a little bit more here because I want to get back to the part about Naomi Campbell. So long story short, Flavio continues to connect himself to other crime people. Also during the same period, Flavio was involved in another scandal, one that involved an alleged effort to sell atomic bombs to Libya's Gaddafi.
Arms sales. Okay. Oh, he was shit. Niggas don't even sell guns, right? That's Esau's domain. All right, that's his his blessing. So he oversees the buying and selling of his own blessing. Anyway. So yeah. The mob going all the way to the top. And then you get your boy Prince. What's his name? Prince, one of them, the one that was out there at the island that they dropped all the charges on. Edward. Prince Edward, hey, we're going to let you go. Goes all the way to the top. Right? Goes to the top of Mossad. And everybody's compromised, and there's a big old, fuck. I don't know what to call it. Web? Whitney Webb?
This attempt to make Libya a nuclear power had notably involved an infamous Saudi family tied to the Bank of Credit and Commerce International scandal and money laundering for drug cartels.
You start getting into this banking, and you fuck around and you fuck with these, what do you call them? These, what's this thing that isn't it's the bank, the global banking, not, let me see, what is it called? I'm thinking CBDC now. I'm thinking the currency is going to central bank is what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up. A central bank, right? When you go up against the central bank, what happens? Wars start. What's being discussed up here? Smuggling, weapons. What do you need to start that war? You need some weapons, right? This is fucking skullduggery going to the top. But we're the criminals down here in the hood playing pop, pop, bang, bang. I got a switch. No. What does it say? American-made weapons. Let's talk about switches. Let's talk about fucking cruise missiles. What happened to Gaddafi? Big bank take little bank. They're not playing. All right? I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. We looked at these these niggas letting their gay be gay. We looked at things that are coming upon the earth, right? And some unstable leaders, right? Let me see. Unstable leaders and confused rulers, right? This whole Epstein thing, the reason that they have to, do whatever the hell is going on right now has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with treason. Netanyahu could come over here and say, okay, I need this, that, that. Donald Trump lays down on the ground so Bibi can walk over. That's called treason. The real treason. Now they're pointing fingers at Obama. This nigga's done, right? Here it is. The sitting president is pointing at an old nigga who has immunity, who can't be touched, as though we can't figure that out. But he's the treasonous guy. Not whatever the fuck you're doing in Gaza. The fuck are you doing? Thought it was MAGA first. Nah, you're no different than everybody else. You can get in line. Confused rulers, unstable leaders, right? We're here. What are these things? When you see some of the signs I have told you, when those signs appear, the time has come when the Most High will bring judgment on the world He created. Well, here we are. 1 Peter 4. I'm going to close with this. 1 Peter 4:7, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, watch on and pray. With that, we hope the elect are edified. Your brothers and few sisters, Shabbat Shalom.